And at Magic of the Four Horsemen. Kurt, who do we have in the boot in the feature match area?
We have Jimmy Nutter and Chris Gorski.
The old Chris Gorski. What are they playing?
Jimmy is playing Affinity, and Chris Gorski is running green-white. I'm assuming it's humans. Could be hate bears.
We'll find out.
Didn't quite... I took a quick peek at his opening hand. I saw only humans. That's why I assumed it was green-white humans. It could be hate bears.
Seemed like a pretty strong turn one from James Nutter there.
Yeah.
What do we got?
We have a Midnight and a Darksteel Citadel into a Mox Opal.
Casting Steel Overseer.
Into a Steel Overseer.
Oh my.
And that's going to get out of hand really quick because we all know if you're playing against Affinity and they stick an Overseer and they get to activate it even one time, you're probably already dead.
Probably. I like Avacyn's Pilgrim. Probably doesn't beat this.
No.
Use the big dice. There we go.
No, like a turn one path would have been really good. Gorski's praying for like a holdout until turn 4 into a Wrath of God or something.
This is, you might be considering like just scooping it up so your opponent doesn't know have a lot of information about your deck. All right, he's swing for 2. Chris is down to 16.
Yep.
Because if I see like Temple Garden into Avacyn's Pilgrim, I'm not completely sure what my opponent is playing.
And is Chris 0-1 or is he 1-0?
I thought Jimmy was paired down.
Oh, okay. You could be correct. Just wanted to make sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty.
This is making me think it's tribal.
I'm gonna make this joke, but Nuts got the nuts.
Oh.
Yeah, he did it. Where's Wyatt? I need the air horn right now. He would have air horned that.
He would have. Sorry, I don't have that ready.
Yeah.
All right, so he is playing. It looks like he is playing tribal humans because he's playing Cavern of Souls, naming humans.
Yep. All right.
And Avacyn's Pilgrim is a good tell though, because that normally probably would be a Birds of Paradise.
Yeah. So
here's Thalia, but I think she's just a wee bit late.
Yeah, you can't. If he, I mean, I doubt Chris is running any kind of board wipes.
Mm-hmm.
So I really don't see how he stabilizes from this position.
It used to be a white weenie strategy to throw out a couple guys and wipe the board from your side, and then you rebuild faster because you have a bunch of 1 and 2 mana guys. But I'm not. If he's playing Thalia, he's probably not playing any.
Right. Yeah. So
that whole white weenie strategy kind of died when Thalia was printed.
Yeah, just got better to tax him out, but I mean, he's gonna get slammed here for a couple turns unless Chris draws like a couple paths and launches him off real well.
So here's an attack for 5, and then
and pumps them all.
Make it 8.
So yeah. The Pestermites pump each other, right?
They give each other attacking creature +1/+0.
Yeah.
It's battle cry.
Right.
So here's a path which will eliminate 4 points of damage, I believe.
It would be a 2. It would be. There we go. All right.
Yeah.
So it'd be 3.
Oh, actually, and Chris can't cast the path because of his Thalia.
Oh, yeah, yep. So he's taking 3, 6, he's taking 10 here.
Oh my.
Yeah.
Oh my.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
Like I said, I don't see how Chris gets himself out of the situation. Thalia honestly hurt him. Like, it's not doing anything, Jimmy.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it'll make a cranial plating cost 3. All right,
so jump to 5.
Yeah, it's 11 damage.
Damage count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh, did he attack with? Oh no. Yep. All right. There's a scoop.
I think I might have even scooped it up after the first activation of the.
Yeah.
Yeah, just to see if you can get Jimmy to sideboard incorrectly.
Yeah, I don't know if Chris had that path in his opening hand. I really think just pathing the Steel Overseer.
Oh no, yeah, I definitely would have done that. You can't let them activate Steel Overseer ever. I'm not sure I've ever seen an Affinity player lose a game where they've activated Steel Overseer.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Unless it was against like Storm or something that just didn't care. Anyways, all right. So our players are going to the sideboards. I think.
Didn't Steel Overseer get printed right around the same time that Scars of Mirrodin came out?
No, Steel Overseer was from the original Mirrodin block.
No, it wasn't. It was a core set card.
Steel Overseer?
Yeah.
Well, let's go to the tapes, ladies and gentlemen.
We're gonna look this up.
I could definitely be wrong.
It was
Steel Overseer is from Magic 2011. Yeah, so that's the core set previous to Scars of Mirrodin. You are correct.
Right. What a card.
I guess that would have been pretty nightmarish to get released in the original Mirrodin block.
Yeah, Mirrodin was busted enough. Like,
yeah. I mean, I guess Affinity was already the best deck, so what would it have mattered if Steel Overseer was in the format?
Yeah, Mirrodin is definitely a set that I think should have never even seen the printing press, and Scars of Mirrodin almost gets that same honor as well, in my opinion. But
I don't know, the only super busted cards from that block were Batterskull and Swords, and some of the new Phyrexian mana cards.
Mox Opal.
Mox Opal, yeah, but that card should probably be banned anyway, so it doesn't.
Yeah.
I'm really surprised they have. Memnite.
Pestermite. Pretty much everything that
gets
used.
Yeah, but Memnite and Pestermite are only played in this deck, though.
Right, yeah.
And I guess, the Cheerios deck and the, what's the red artifact deck where it has the card where you, sacrifice an artifact and put 2 1/1 mirrors? Or...
That's, isn't that Kark Clan Ironworks or whatever?
No. I forget what it's called. It's somebody around here used to play it.
Speaking of sweet red decks, I just recently found out about Mono Red Tron.
Gross.
It's hilarious looking.
What's the red for?
So I saw somebody do a thing of it on MTGO where they ran through some games and actually went 4-1 in a league, and I think it was maybe a competitive league.
Okay.
And it was silly. It's super trolly. Basically, your win cons are Stuffy Doll, and then you Blasphemous Act.
Okay.
I'm
listening.
And the big combo is Pyromancer's Goggles.
Ugh.
To copy, so you can double Blasphemous Act. And then they use Chandra Pyromancer, I think it is, which can also
so
copy
you can do 13 damage to your Stuffy Doll, which will do 13 damage to them.
Right, and so the Pyromancer's Goggles cost 5. You can tap it for a red mana, and if you use that red mana to cast an instant or sorcerer spell, you get to make a copy of that spell.
I just want to give a quick shout out to Brew Spy, the Magic guy, for auto-hosting us. We really appreciate that.
Oh, sweet. And, so you do it that way. You either blast him out with a Stuffy Doll and Blasphemous Axe or something like that.
Yeah.
Or also has a much simpler win con where you just produce degenerate amounts of mana with your Tron lands, and then you Banefire them.
Boom.
For 16, 17.
I haven't seen Banefire cast in quite a while.
Yeah. So I found out about it because I was watching a streamer. I forget his real name, but his streaming name is Joe Arthas.
Yeah.
And he typically streams blue-white control, competitive leagues and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Goes to Pro Tours or not Pro Tours, but Grand Prix and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And I was tuning in one day.
Grafdigger's Cage.
In his game 3 against that deck. And it seemed like he had everything on lockdown.
Yeah.
And then he was just boom, Banefire for 17.
So I think Chris is playing Bant.
Oh. Look at that.
I think based on the fact that Jimmy boarded in Grafdigger's Cage, he might think that Chris is playing Collected Company.
I mean, he might be.
It seems
using
weird.
Collected Company anyways, but it still kind of looks like it.
It seems weird with Thalia.
It does.
But I mean, Thalia is they're both such good cards. You might play them together anyway.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure.
Much slower start.
Much
for
slower.
Affinity, too.
Whereas Chris is probably having his best start, Champion of the Parish into Thalia's Lieutenant.
Yeah.
All right, so here's a Steel Overseer. We'll see if Chris has a Path to Exile for
I hope he does.
Yeah, I mean, I'd like to see a Game 3. Steel Overseer with 2 Ornithopters can be a pretty fast clock. Although he will... James will have to answer these threats. Okay, so that'll put a counter on each of these guys.
Yeah. So Red Tron.
Yeah.
It's pretty sweet.
Sounds blasphemous.
I think by no means, like, competitive.
It's in here
really,
for 4.
But it'd be fun, like, F&M deck.
Yeah, throw it together, like, bring it to an F&M.
Stuffy Dell. I love Stuffy Dell.
Yeah.
Card is hilarious.
Alright, yeah, here's the path for the Overseer.
There we go.
Attack for 5 will take James down to 12. Boom.
Does Thalia's Lieutenant have Vigilance?
Does what have Vigilance? No, he attacked for...
He
got the Exalted trigger. Yeah.
I play Magic, people, I swear. I know it.
Yeah.
I know how this game works.
Springleaf Drum was the draw.
Ooh, that is a shiny mountain.
You have a Spire of Industry, and I can't really see what else he's got.
In hand?
Yeah, in
can't
hand.
see it. We're about to find out. He's going to cast something. Or not.
He needs to cast some of these spells before a Thalia comes down.
Yeah.
Unless Chris boarded him out. Would you board out the Thalias here?
It's tempting, I mean, because Affinity doesn't play like a ton of non-creature.
It's got Springleaf Drum,
It
Cranial
does.
Plating.
I think its impact against Affinity is pretty marginal.
It's good against the Moxes, but the thing is that usually the Moxes will be cast before the Thalia.
Right, yeah.
I guess it makes the late game Moxes bad, but those are pretty bad anyway. Here's Arcbound Ravager.
Yeah.
That's a pretty strong play. That demands a Path to Exile. Even so, he'll still get to move some stuff around.
Mm-hmm.
Arcbound Ravager's really powerful Magic card.
Yeah, Modular was sweet, but really Arcbound Ravager's the only one worth using.
I've seen the one mana 1/1.
Oh yeah.
Arcbound Worker.
Yep.
Yeah, I've seen that one get played. Chris Anderson would play that in his Affinity list. Back when I was still following the format a little more heavily. Alright, so it looks like Chris is going to cast a spell. Assemble the Bant colors.
Oh.
Reflector Mage.
Gonna reflect.
I like that's huge.
the Arcbound Ravager.
And put 2 counters on his guys. Ooh.
pretty sweet.
Yeah. I gotta say.
Humans are cool.
Reflector Mage's art is so perfect for what it does because he's just like casting that spell that just like blows you out.
I'm glad that with Innistrad, Wizards finally decided to make tribal humans like an actual thing.
Yeah.
Humans are sweet. Well, I mean, we're all human, are we not?
We are. All right, so it looks like
He's gonna just put it all on an Ornithopter.
yeah, he's just gonna go ahead and sack a whole bunch of things to put counters on Ravager, then sack the Ravager in response, and then put give himself
He's
a 4 or
leaving
5.
himself very vulnerable to a path.
Oh, he is.
So.
Granted, Chris only has 3 more. So, and I guess Jimmy's thoughts is he looks like he's a big dog to win this game, so he might as well give himself like a way to win.
Yeah.
All right, and then in for 6 with the Thalia's Lieutenant,
Yeah.
or with the Champion of the Parish.
Not a race I think Jimmy can win though.
No.
So.
I mean, and even like a cranial plating isn't good here because it just give it
1, 2,
just 3. Yeah, he just has 3 artifacts. Here's Master of Ethereum,
no,
though.
He wouldn't even have 3. Now he'd have 3. He'd have to activate the Ink Moth.
Oh, I thought that was the Darksteel set.
be-
No,
yeah,
it's a
yeah.
Blink Moth Nexus.
Oh. Is that Blink Moth? or
It's
Ink
Blink Moth.
I can never tell.
It's the new art on Blink Moth.
Okay. Yeah, they look almost the same to me.
Uh-huh.
I get why they do that for flavor purposes, but... Master of Ethereum. Sweet card. I went... Oh.
Yeah, and Jimmy's just going to pick it up
Just
there.
Keep it up. Yeah, when Shards of Alara came out, which is one of my favorite blocks ever.
I tend to like multicolored blocks.
I had a lot
Yeah.
of fun with that block. Me and my buddies, we drafted that block a lot, and I just loved. And I know like if you could draft like Jund or Naya, you're really heavily favored.
Right.
But I liked to draft. Esper was sweet. Like, I thought Esper was cool. Master Theory was a sweet card. I like the whole colored artifacts shenanigans.
I never got to draft it. That was pre my experience, but years ago, we used to, in these parts, we used to have a block constructed league.
Oh, sweet.
Where we'd have a tournament each month, and each month was a different block, so you had a month to build your deck and prepare. And we did a Shards block tournament, and I played Bant, and that was a ton of fun. My deck was like...
Did you slam some Rafiks?
Noble Hierarch, Kasali Pride Mage, Steward of Valoron, Knight of the Reliquary, Rafik. Yeah, that was...
Finest Hour? Did you slip that in there?
No, I don't think I did.
Have you ever...
I had a Wargate.
See, my buddy ran a Bant deck. We had a lot of Shards block decks at the time because we loved it so much. And my buddy had a Bant deck, and he had Rafik. He had...
it was Rafiking crazy.
He had Rafik. He had that enchantment that has Exalted and lets you tap a creature when a creature you... There's an enchantment that's like when a creature you control attacks alone, you get to tap.
Yeah, I've seen it. And it has Exalted, doesn't it?
Yeah, it has Exalted, and then he had there's another card from the block that makes it so that only one creature can attack and one creature can block
right
each combat, and then Finest Hour lets you get multiple combat steps and has Exalted. And he would like it was degenerate to play against because he'd attack you with like first attack would be like a 9/9 double striking Rafik.
Yeah.
And he'll just blow out whatever you have because you can only block with one creature. And then it's like, yes, Finest Hour, so you can untap and attack again. Or he's got two Finest Hours, so he's got 3 combat steps. And every time...
That's gross.
Every time Rafik just would be like... I think one time he attacked me with like a 30-30 something Rafik.
That's disgusting.
A double strike, and it was the 3rd time he had attacked me in the same turn, and I was like...
Ew. Looks like Jimmy is going down to 6. Chris is keeping his 7.
Yep. Are those the... Hareruya sleeves?
Yes, they are.
I like those sleeves.
Chris and Paul like to use them a lot, yeah.
They're nice.
Hareruya. I might switch to those if I weren't so invested in pink dragon shields. Outside of my cube, every single card I own, be it in a deck or in a binder, has a pink dragon shield on it.
So I made the swap recently from Dragon Shields over to the KMC Hypermats.
I've heard that the
KCM
KMC. Yeah, I heard that they had a new they changed hands and their quality went down quite a bit.
I like them more than Dragon Shield.
Mm-hmm.
One of the big things they get that wins me over that is the size. The Dragon Shield sleeves tend to be a little too big for my preference.
Oh. So
they catch a lot. And also, I have a hard time... every time I've ever tried to double sleeve with Dragon Shields, it has been a huge pain. I have really bad issues with the inner sleeves not fitting correctly, or they get pushed out.
I've never... Yeah, see, now all of my cards are double sleeved, and I've never had that issue.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I bought 2 or 3 packs of Dragon Shields I had that issue with, and I was even using Dragon Shield inners.
Here's 4 cards.
Yeah, wow. Yeah, but I switched to KMC Hypermats and still use the Dragon Shield inner sleeves.
Mm-hmm.
And, man, it is a thing of beauty. They fit so snug. They're so nice. I like it. I dig it. There's a mod.
Like so ebony cool. And ivory.
Man, nothing like bowling to what?
Ugh.
5?
No, he molded...
Did he mold to 6 or did he mold to 5?
Oh, I guess I did go to 5.
I think he molded to 5.
Yeah, unless he's got his last card off to the left somewhere.
Yeah.
No, it looks like he did mold a 5, but yeah, that's a pretty good 5. In for 6 on turn 2.
That's just like the last Grand Prix, right?
I don't know.
Didn't that happen?
I don't know.
Oh, did you not watch that?
I don't really watch modern coverage
anymore. I think the finals was an Affinity deck versus...
At Vegas?
Yeah, I think it was Vegas. It came down to Affinity versus... I think it was Hate Bears, like mono white Hate Bears.
I remember somebody saying that Hate Bears was in the finals of Vegas. Yeah.
And game 2, the Affinity player won game 1, and then game 2, he mulled to like 4 on the draw, and then just still smashed a guy because of Affinity.
Yeah, I remember because Death and Taxes won the Legacy Vegas Grand Prix, and then somebody said that also a Hate Bear deck in Modern made it to the finals for.
Two Hate Bears decks actually made it to the top 8. I think it was Carglesco, his green-white Hate Bears made it to the top 8, and then the mono white made it 2. 3 Affinity decks in the top 8 of that.
That's gross. That's real gross.
Always got to bring your Affinity hate in your sideboard, because just when you think it's a non-factor, that's when all the Affinity decks make it to the top 8.
You're right. You're right. We hadn't had anybody play Affinity at the store in, I want to say, like almost 2 years, and then Brady Hogue started playing it.
Yep.
And now Jimmy, I'm not sure if this is Jimmy's deck, or if he borrowed it.
I think he's borrowing it.
I know Kazu had it built at one point. I think he played it a little bit during Eldrazi Winter.
You missed a couple weeks of Kazu running an interesting, like Sultai Eldrazi.
I was here the first time he played it.
Oh,
yeah, we covered it. Was it you and me? Maybe it was me and... No, I think it was you and I.
No. Wyatt and I covered it.
Oh, I
think that was the first time he had played it running.
I covered it the first night he had it.
Oh, okay. All right. And there's a Steel Overseer. Things just keep...
Oh, no, I was running FNM that night.
Yes.
And you and Wyatt were up in the booth. Yeah. Yes.
Got a path, or 2, or 3.
Or he's on 8. Is it a 6 or an 8?
It looks like a 6, because it kind of looks like the little dot is next to it.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
So how does Chris Gorski pull himself out of this pit?
At least 2 Path to Exiles, if not 3.
Well, those would cost 4. They would cost 2 each.
Oh yeah, because he's got Thalia.
Yeah. All right. And
he doesn't. Yeah.
So Jimmy's gonna take this one 2-1 and move up to 2-0.
All right. Ooh, welding jar. Interesting. Pretty sweet. Haven't seen that in too many
counters.
Target. I know it used to be in there.
Pride Mage. Yeah. All right, so we have a good bit of time on the clock. We're going to go see if we can get a second match for you guys. We will be right back.